You know, I was thinking of doing some kind of dramatic intro for this episode because it is the end. This is it. This is our final season with the Goon Squad, but I don't want to do that big dramatic kind of build up as in the final one. I don't want to look back on what this series has been until it's officially over. And it's not over quite yet. And I'm hopeful that in this episode, this squad is going to find one last bit of magic to make something happen. Whether or not they can do that, I'm not entirely sure. But of course, with this being our final season, I'll tell you right now, in the comments section below, think back throughout this series and let me know who your Hall of Fame nominees are. The next video will be the poll, and then the video after that, of course, will be our finale, where we will look back on this entire series. But for now, we have some business to attend to. This is the team, the final team at the NHL level: Geisbers, Castles, and Pandolfo, Tambellini, Wild, and Logan Pratt, Theo Schumacher, Alex Del Monte, and I think it's Spencer Walls. It is. Sorry, Spencer, I forgot your name. Neil Alos, Harold Howard McChesney. Harold, I thought it was Harold. Fuck, we have Harold Wild. I thought we had the double Harolds. We have Harold and Howard. They're both great. And we have Sammy Henritius, our favorite Roman-sounding Finn. On defense, our fearless leader, Frederick McDonough, with Cody Wilcox. We have Darren Fairchild and Philippi Castonguay, Grant Linden, and David Ruedel make up the third pairing. For the goaltending, we are going to go with Brooks and Frazee. Down in the AHL, we have Grigorenko and Marcus Brodin. We are keeping Brodin, however, because we have that ridiculous pressure on us to make the playoffs, I cannot play Brodin at the NHL level during the regular season. If we make it to the playoffs, I will more than likely call him up. And if we're unfortunately facing like a 3-1 deficit or a sweep situation, Marcus Brodin may very well get the start. Taking a look at the AHL team, though, it's pretty damn solid. Aside from the fourth line, we have 78s or higher on the top three lines. And on defense, the lowest overall guys are 75. So we have talked on numerous occasions about the lack of success from the AHL side of things, and I'm hopeful, go figure, our team status is also hopeful, but I'm hopeful that that will change this season. One last look at the captains: Castles and Alos, your alternates. Of course, Freddie is the captain. Down in the AHL, I already know who it is. It's Baumgartner and Sanderson, and basically the trio that have been there for a while. We have three alternates: Baumgartner, Sanderson, and McTaggart as your leadership core with the San Diego Gulls. I don't think we can waste any more time. I think we have to get this underway. So let's see. Is there a little bit more to the story in this series? Is there another chapter that is yet to be written? Or is this it? Are we approaching the final moments of this series? I mean, one way or another, we're approaching the final moments. It's just how soon are we getting there? Can we delay the inevitable for just a little bit longer? And we'll see whether or not that's possible. It's a little bit bittersweet, I gotta admit. Like I said, we're gonna save the majority of the looking back on the series for the final episode. Although I must admit, I'm incredibly worried already. We're going to save a lot of that. I mean, not that I haven't spoken about this series and how it's gone, how I thought it would go, how it actually played out and all that. Not that I haven't done that in the past few episodes. But I'm really feeling it now. This is it. This is our final season. We don't have to give a damn about rookies. It does not matter. All that matters is a regular season success. Can we make it back to the postseason? We have missed out on the last day of the season 2 times now in recent seasons, which obviously is heartbreaking. We've had such incredibly bad luck since the Nashville series in the conference final. I'm hoping, though, as I mentioned, that somehow, some way, we just make the playoffs and then take it from there, one game at a time. And we'll see if we can make the most of it as we approach the end of November. It's still not an ideal situation right now, and honestly, the end of November was terrible for us. Can we get some wins here? If we lose to Columbus, can we get a win against Chicago? It would be massive for us as you take a look. I mean, the start of the month was okay. We went 2-1-1, but after that, once we played Tampa, it went downhill big time. Big time. So what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9? Yeah, 2-9 for the rest of the month. And obviously that's not the pace that we want to be on. So let's micromanage a little bit more than we have been in previous years. 23 points. We're not that far back. We are 7 points back. Gotta love when you get random fucking notifications from Windows. That's always great. We are 7 points back of the Vegas Golden Knights. So we have a bit of a ways to go. 12 points back of the division-leading Arizona Coyotes. So let's see what we have here. Geispers is doing all right. Everyone on the top line is over 20 points. Tambellini at 14. Wild at 16. 12 for Pratt. That's okay. Third line, Schumacher 9 points. Del Monte and Walls. I need that scoring to be a little bit higher from that line. Then we have 7, 10, and 10 from Henridius. So obviously the goal scoring needs to be upped a little bit. That third line is pretty poor. That's really all I can say about it. So the question is, what change do we make? I mean, Walls is a -10. He does have the points, though. We're going to swap him with Henridius, and we'll see if that changes anything. On defense, the top pairing's a bit of a mess. Again, I don't know what it is, but Fairchild, Castonguay, Wilcox, it's not working with these guys at all. So let's put McDonough with the future in Ruedel. And let's put, I'll go Castonguay, Fairchild, and Lyndon Wilcox. And we'll see how that works. But let's put Freddie with Ruedel and see whether or not that works out. Brooks is still up there, but he's not doing that well. Frazy's having a somewhat strong season. How's Brodin looking? Not good. Not good at all. We'll keep an eye on the situation. We still need to make sure that we have this lineup optimized pretty much at all times. We need our best options on the ice for us. And especially when you look at how the month of November ended for us. There is a lot of pressure. We have a lot of games here in December. There's a lot of pressure to deliver. Hopefully we can do that. Although we do start off with a loss against Vegas. We start off the month 1-2. Another loss to Carolina. I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm a little bit scared. Oh no, come on guys, you're better than this. You should be better than this. As we get back-to-back wins for the first time in God knows how long. We'll sim the Ranger game. Maybe we're picking up a little bit of momentum. 3 straight wins. Can we make it 4? Yes, we can. All right. And we make it 5. Out of nowhere, 5 straight wins on an Eastern road trip. Doesn't make sense. We do lose to Vegas. We lose to Calgary. We beat Arizona. We play Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary again. It's a loss to Vancouver as we hit January 1st, 2042. 17, 20, and 3 record. 16, 15, and 6 for the San Diego Gulls. We'll take a look at how the standings are set up, and we are 9 points back of LA, 7 points back of Vancouver. We're not out of it, but we need to start winning the majority of our games quickly. So Geispers, Castles, and Pandolfo are still doing well. Again, I'm cool with all of them being over 30. I need these guys to be over 20. Tambellini barely is. Wild is. Pratt is not. So we might be making a change there. I'd prefer these guys to be, at least over 10 points, closer to 15, which they all are. Wall's currently on 15 points, 17 for McChesney, 11 goals, 2 assists for Alos. Just a little bit surprising. Wait, how's Henridius done? 12 points. I'm actually going to drop Henridius. I'm going to swap Walls with Pratt. And we might see how that goes. Kind of crazy to give Walls that good of a chance, but he's done all right so far this season. Maybe that can lead to certain changes. On defense, It's not looking too good now, is it? Third pairing's doing well. I'm going to drop McDonough and Ruedel to second pairing. Maybe maybe kind of the Zdeno Chara approach, where he might not be a true top pairing defenseman. I mean, I wouldn't say Ruedel's Charlie McAvoy level at this point. I wish he was, to really kind of help carry him, but unfortunately, we've tried so many different combinations. We've tried Fairchild with McDonough, if I'm not mistaken. We've definitely used Castaway and Wilcox on pairings with him. So maybe if we just reduce his minutes a little bit, it'll make a bit more sense, as we at least have a point streak. It's continuing. Even though we lost to LA, the point streak has continued and finally ends midway through the month. Big win over San Jose in the shootout. Big win over New York. We're starting to turn it around a little bit. Lost to Dallas hurts. 2 games left in January. It's an overtime win against Boston and a 5-3 win against the Ottawa Senators. So it's a 24-22-5 record, 23-18-7 for the San Diego Gulls. Let's sim to February 1st as we are approaching the final stretch here. We'll take a look at the standings yet again. We are 3 points back of both San Jose and Calgary. There's a massive logjam as we are battling it out for the wildcard spots, and we are also the superior division over the Central in the Western Conference. So with us kind of turning things around, we'll sim a little bit further with the lineup the way it is. Let's sim the next week. We have 3 more games on the road here against Atlantic competition before playing Edmonton, and we win 2 out of 3. To start the month, not bad. Edmonton with a losing record, but they do beat us 5-1. I do notice, though, that we have a few more overtime losses than we had as in terms of all of last season. Can we get the win over San Jose? We cannot. Because of that, let's take a look again at the lineup. We have 57 points. We are 5 points back of San Jose. So obviously, anytime we play a division rival, it has to be a win. So let's take a look here. Geispers is doing well. The top line's doing well. Nothing's changing there. Tambellini on 34 points, 36 for Wild. Walls is doing all right. 23 points, but he's still a minus 13. I don't understand it. Schumacher, oh God, Schumacher and Del Monte are not getting along at all. They need to be split up. So Schumacher has 16 points, 17 for Del Monte. Alos has 21. McChesney is doing well. Oh, boy. You know what? I am going to swap McChesney and Del Monte. So wait, he was at 16. Del Monte was at 17. Okay. So Schumacher, McChesney, Pratt, Alos, Del Monte, and Henridius. I need to get Walls off of that line. Is Pratt still a minus? He is. He's turning it around now. I'm going to swap Henridius and Walls, and we'll see if that works. At the very least, Wild and Tambellini are a good combination. We just need to find the right wing for that team. And defensively, Freddie's really struggling here. I'm not really sure why. He's still a great skater, still a very good defenseman, still very physical. But that plus-minus is struggling right now. And I don't want to break up the other pairings. I'm going to drop McDonough and Ruedel down to the third pairing. Doing what I have to do. Down in the AHL. Let's see. Plant, the minus 15 kind of ruins the point total. I mean, we have some guys here. Sanderson, McTaggart, long-time members of the team that are doing pretty well. I was trying to see if there's like a main call-up option here, if that needs to be done. Take a look at the goaltending as well. Grigorenko getting it back together. Marcus Berdin's still struggling, but he's hanging in there. Let's see if these slight changes will lead to any success. I can only hope. So we'll sim the next 3 games here. Detroit, Minnesota, and Winnipeg. We get the shootout win over the Red Wings. Big game against Minnesota. Can we get the win? Yes, we can. 2-0 shutout. And the game against Winnipeg is also a win. 3 straight for the Anaheim Ducks. We have 4 more games to go before the deadline, which of course won't be a factor. 5 games left in the month of February. Let's sim through them. Gigantic game against Vegas. It's an overtime win. That's gigantic. They've been so good for so long. We followed that up with a win against the Blues. Big game against Arizona. Can we get the win? Drum roll. Yes, we can. 1-0 and a 4-2 win over Edmonton. The Goon squad is on fire. 7 straight wins heading into the deadline. We have this last game against Columbus to end February. It is a loss, but we now have a 33-26-5 record. The Gulls also 33 wins, 23 losses, 7 OTLs. And obviously, it is a very, very busy month of March, but let's take a look at the standings. What is the situation? 71 points. We are 7 points back of Vancouver with a game at hand. Where is the second wildcard team? And we have to pray it's not Vancouver. I'd imagine it's a team in the Central. 72 points. We are right there. We are in the race for the 8th seed at the very least, right alongside San Jose, Calgary, and Winnipeg. Nashville is a bit outside of that current pace. It is going to be a dogfight for the 8th seed, and it would be to more than likely end up facing the Vegas Golden Knights, who again have been tremendous for the past few seasons. They have a President's Trophy. We know that I believe they lost to the Rangers in the Cup final. It might have been the year before. They have been a tremendous team. But all we have to worry about is making it. At the very least, we have to make it. So let's see what we can do down the stretch here. Let's go a week at a time. We have 4 games, 3 of which are against Western Conference opponents. We start off with a win against Minnesota, a win against Washington, and we went 3-0-1 to start the month. We beat Chicago, lost in the shootouts to St. Louis. Very good. 36-26-6 on the season. 3 games against a very good Colorado Avalanche team, a crucial game against Vancouver, and another game against a very solid team in the form of Detroit. St. Louis is kind of an average team. Chicago's decent. Washington's decent. Minnesota's decent. So we know, and we have proven, we can beat good teams. Can we do it again this week? We start off with the 4-1 loss. We do lose the very important game to Vancouver, but we rebound with a 4-3 win over Detroit. So that first week was a gigantic W. Unfortunately, we lost 2 out of 3 in week 2. That brings us to week 3. Good New Jersey team. A must win against Calgary. Again, they're right there alongside Vancouver. And then we play a pretty poor Dallas team. We need wins. Can we get them? Against the Devils, it's a 2-1 win. That's now 2 wins in a row. Against Calgary, it's a loss. We keep losing these games to division rivals, and that's going to absolutely kill us. Oh, that sucks to keep losing these games. The San Diego Gulls are up to 40 wins on the season. We are 1 point out of the playoffs as it stands with the game at hand. We are 5 points back clean of Arizona. Wow, Vancouver has really turned it on. That's insane. We are 5 points behind Arizona with 8 games to go. We are 1 point behind Calgary with a game at hand. I told you losing to the Flames was going to be devastating, and it might very well be. We have unbelievably I don't even know how to phrase this. Unbelievably important games coming up against Vancouver and LA. This needs to be a win against Edmonton. Let's see what the lines are looking like. We have Geispers, who's having a strong season. Castles and Pandolfo. Tambellini and Wild are still doing well. Henridius has really helped turn that around. He's not the biggest point getter. I'm kind of considering him like the Leo Komarov of that line. Schumacher's still a -16. McChesney's done better. Pratt, points are there, but I'm still worried about the plus-minus. Same with Del Monte and Walls. So I'm thinking maybe bump up Alos, have Alos, McChesney, and Pratt, and then have the worst plus-minus guys on the team be on the 4th line and give them the fewest minutes. Point-wise, they're doing all right. It's just that plus-minus. We're giving up Too many goals when they are on the ice. And then on defense, top pairing, second pairing is doing well. Third pairing, I'm going to swap those two around. Freddie now 40 years old, but we're doing okay. Goaltending, Brooks, 928 save percentage, a 922 for Devin Frazee. That's good, but is it good enough to get us to the postseason? As you see, Brodin's save percentage, Grigorenko also doing everything he can to help get the Gulls to the postseason. Oh my God. Let's keep going. Do we have another game this season against Calgary? We do not. Let's sim the next 4 games. Edmonton, Vancouver, LA, and Nashville. We need 3 out of 4. Minimum. We need 3 out of 4. We beat the Oilers 4-3. That was the easy one. We do lose to Vancouver. We need to beat the LA Kings, and we lose 7-4. Nashville is must win. And at the very least, we do. It's a failure of a week. We don't get 3 out of 4, and we drop. That's a failure of a week. And we drop the 2 most important games to division rivals. The San Diego Gulls are going to the playoffs. As it stands, we are in the postseason on tiebreaker over Calgary. Again, we are in a dogfight for the 8th seed. I don't think there's any way we're catching Arizona at this point with 4 games left. It's just about impossible, actually, as we can only finish, of course, with 96 points. So they would have to pretty much lose out. We are in a dogfight with Calgary. We have to win the majority of our games. We are only beating them on tiebreaker. We have 3 more wins than them. Let's see what happens. The final few games of the season. Winnipeg, strong team, potentially playoff bound. St. Louis is not playoff bound. Arizona, of course, is. And we play them 2 times. Let's sim the Winnipeg game. Can we start things off with a win in April, please? Oh my God, that's... Oh my God, that 4-1 loss. Let's take a look. What are the standings at this point? As it stands, we're out. Calgary has a 2-point swing on us. They are 4 points clear, or they're 4 points ahead with a game at hand. We have to win our last 3 games. It's the only way. It is the only way. At this point, we can't even pass Arizona. If we lose against St. Louis, the season's over. It's a must-win game in St. Louis. Yet again, it comes down to the final few games of the season. First period here on home ice, and it's a 1-1 split. Alos and Whitmore with the goals, 12 shots to 9 in their favor. Second period, again, we split. It's Alos and Malmstrom, so Alos doing whatever he can to keep the team in it. We're being outshot 29-14. Brooks is holding on. Spencer Walls gets the goal on Hart. We have a 3-2 lead. Oh my God, Tom Brooks, you will be the biggest of legends if we can get into the postseason. Tambellini makes it 4, and with 6 minutes to go, you would hope that will be enough. Linden secures it with the 5th goal. It's a crucial win for the Goon squad on home ice. 5-2 victory over the St. Louis Blues. Tom Brooks, 33 saves. The 2 goals for Neil Alos, and then Grant Linden gets your 3rd star with the insurance goal. We need a Calgary loss. We cannot have the Flames win out. We have to go against Arizona. The 6 extra overtime losses have certainly been the deciding factor for them. We'll take a look at the standings. And as it stands, we're 2 points back. We need to win both games against the playoff-bound Coyotes, and we need Calgary to drop points. So at the very least, all we can worry about right now is doing our goddamn job and winning these 2 games. That is what it comes down to. We are on the road against the Coyotes, and then we finish up this season, our final season, on home ice. Let's go. We need to win. Calgary needs to drop points. But again, it all comes down to what we can do and whether or not we can bring home the W. First period of game 81 is scoreless. 11 shots to 10 in our favor. Second period is not scoreless. Harold Wild with the goal. We have the lead with 20 minutes to go in regulation. It doesn't matter when we have to win this. It doesn't matter if it gets to overtime. We're not jumping Arizona. We just need this W no matter what. Third period, early power play for the Yotes, and they score. It's Marchment. Not ideal. 13-17 on the clock. Arizona taking the advantage in shots. Oh my God, Gogolev scores. Please. Yes, Spencer Walls. Oh my God, what a goal. The biggest of his career. 3:09 on the clock. Oh my God, we're going to overtime. We have to watch it. We have to watch it. It comes down to this. 92, 99, 92 for ratings. We are at 88, 193. It comes down to this. And you know what? Game setting wise, I don't want 5 minutes. I should have gone to full settings, right? I do. I want a full 5 minutes. Period. I want a full 5 minutes. And we'll see what happens. I don't want this to immediately go to a shootout. It's going to overtime. It's coming down to this. We have at least 1 point, which again could be huge for us. That 1 point could be the difference maker if Calgary drops points. However, we need the W. There is no guarantee that they will drop points. We need this W. So here we go. Castles takes the draw and wins it back for Fairchild. Fairchild turns it over. Gogolev loses it back to Castles. Across the blue line. Castles looks to dump around. He's able to get a shot towards. It's Geispers picking it up over to Fairchild. And now Castles again. He takes the shot and it deflects just wide on the tip by Geispers. Castles loses it on the poke check. He's able to recover, though, near his own zone. Fairchild to Geispers, loses it to Byrne. It's Gogolev, the goal scorer for the Coyotes. He can't play it across. Fairchild picks up around the back, hits Castles, and we have a 2-on-1. It's Pandolfo, fresh off the bench, shot 5 holes denied. Pandolfo battling Byrne for it. Can he come up with it? No, he cannot. Byrne is able to recover, and here's Knights for Arizona. Across the blue line, back for Saprikin. It's Knights down by the goal line. Looking for space. Knights takes the shot, big save. Rebound chance is poked out by Brooks. And it's Wilcox now on the counter. He'll dump it in. He sends it hard around. It's Pandolfo. He's knocked off the puck by Sadikov. Still battling for it is Pandolfo. In the corner, looking for an option. He finds Harold Wild. It's Wilcox back to Wild. Back to the point. Now to Pandolfo. Takes the shot, and it's stopped by Price. 3:41 remaining. As you look at some of the players that are top 10 in penalty minutes, including some current faces and some old faces. It's Pratt and McChesney against Knubel and Schustrom. As Fairchild finds it, Pratt now back to the point. Fairchild's shot goes wide. He gets decked as well. He's back on his feet, though. Logan Pratt in the corner, looking for space. He's able to recover. He finds McChesney, the shot, and he scores! McChesney! You beautiful Howard, you! Howard McChesney with the goal. And it comes down to the last game of the season again. Howard McChesney with the game-winning goal. The feed in front. He buries it low to the stick side. The Goon squad is alive at least for one more game. Absolutely unbelievable. We get one more look at the snipe. Catching Price in transition. We will see you in 2 days' time in Anaheim for the final game of the season. Brooks with a 32 save performance to keep us in this. And yet again, our playoff hopes hang in the balance for Game 82. We have fallen short numerous times. Can this be the difference maker? Is this the time? Has Calgary lost? Is the question. If they play on Sunday and win, we're in trouble. We're ahead of Calgary. Win and we're in. That's all we need to do. Calgary lost Game 81. If we win, we are going to the postseason. We will have to play Vegas or Colorado. Colorado could tie them. They'd have just as many wins. I'm not sure what the tiebreaker would be. It would be a date with either Vegas or Colorado, but damn it, we would make it. But we have to win. We have to beat the Arizona Coyotes to make sure. Our fate, our destiny is in our hands. Will Calgary play on Sunday the 6th, or are we going to have to wait until this day to find out for sure? We could have made it. I don't think we did. Calgary won. Calgary wins on Sunday, and as it stands, they are in the postseason. We have to win Game 82 against the playoff-bound Coyotes. We have to win. This season, this series, hangs in the balance. As big of a win you could possibly have outside of a game winner in the Stanley Cup final, this is it. We have failed. We have come up short on multiple occasions. This is our time to right the wrongs, to get a little bit of a measure of revenge against Arizona. We know the Gulls are going to the postseason. The question is, will the Goon squad be following them? Game 82. Win, and we are in. This series hangs in the balance. You couldn't have scripted it this way if you tried. Oh my God. Yet again it comes down to this. First period of Game 82 here on home ice. It might as well be game one of a playoff game. It's a one-game playoff. This is the wild card. First period. And that is as devastating of a start as we possibly could have had. It's Kovalchuk and Knuble with the goals. 2 goals on 10 shots against Brooks. Second period, we cannot let this get out of control. And we didn't. Knuble made it 3-0. It started to get out of control. Pandolfo and Harold Wild with the goals. I'm confusing Harold's and Howard's. 3-2 for the Arizona Coyotes. We're out shooting them 23-18. Here we go. The final 20 minutes of regulation. Early power play for Arizona. We killed it off, thank God. That was huge. 12 minutes remaining. Can the Goon squad tie this? Oh my God. Power play opportunity. And we're jumping in. We weren't able to score. 4 minutes left. This is it. It's all on the line. It's all on the goddamn line. Oh boy. You know what? We need to invoke the spirit. The heart and soul. Oh, the never say die attitude. It's all down to this. Can we somehow, some way, win this game? Forcing overtime isn't enough. We need a win. Here we go. Unfortunately, the angle is of this direction, but that's fine. It's Cam Beats for Arizona. Up to Sjustrom. Now it's Gleason looking for space. A good interception by Fairchild. And Brooks is forced to cover as the puck trickles back his way. 3:47 on the clock. We beat them in overtime just 2 nights ago. We need to do it one more time. Top line against top line. Geispers, Castles, and Pandolfo out for the Goon squad. It's a defensive zone draw, won by Castles. Fairchild recovers and chips it around the back. Recovered, though, by Arizona. And Marchment, the one-timer, is fanned on. Sadikov recovers for the Coyotes and finds Gogolev. Across the blue line, in front for Byrne. Big glove save by Brooks. 3:31 remaining. Just gonna look at the top 10 in goals. Jody Pandolfo has had a very strong season. Will it all go to waste? It was a slow start to the year. It took us a while to find the line combinations that give us the best chance. It's another defensive zone draw, won by Castles. A good quick bit of puck movement. The dump in. Pandolfo has a chance. He gets stick lifted. A very quick breakout from the Ducks. Geisper sent it around. Pandolfo had it and could not pull the trigger. And now it's Arizona on the counterattack. Knuble looking for space. He cannot find it. Fairchild for Henridius, tries to drop back as a line change is going on. Castles finds Henridius. He'll dump it in. It's Sadikov having trouble with it. A battle along the boards. It's behind the Arizona goal. Henridius is able to recover. Finds Wilcox, who struggles against Marchment. Saprikin looking for space, and he finds Knuble on the breakout. A very tired first line out there for Arizona, but here is Knuble charging in. Cuts back. Is looking for options. Knuble down for Saprikin. Tried to go back to Knuble. Harold Wild was there. 2:30 to go. Wild dumps it in. It's a line change for the Ducks. Here's Kovalchuk. He loses it at his own blue line. Alos is able to dump it in. What's going to happen here? Pusher. Now to Kovalchuk. Over the blue line. Kovalchuk cuts in front. Takes the shot. Big save by Brooks. 2:10 to go on the clock. Knights sauces it to the other side. Here's Pusher at the blue line. He's stepping in. Save again by Brooks. Saprikin, though, able to prevent the cover. The Goon squad are struggling. Here's Alos looking for space. He's trying to charge in across the blue line. Quick shot. Rebound opportunity. And I believe it was Wild. I'm not quite sure who couldn't get on the other end of it. Brooks making some gigantic saves at the other end. We are under 2 minutes remaining in regulation. 154, third line v fourth line in favor of Arizona. It's Schumacher, Del Monte, and Walls. And Del Monte wins the draw. Back for Ruedel. It's Schumacher. He dumps it in. Stokes is there, and he has trouble. Price is forced to cover. 1:43 to go. The clock is still ticking. Again, Pandolfo, a spectacular season. Will it go to waste? Still the same matchup, third line v fourth line. Del Monte, the offensive zone, is unable to win the draw, but the Ducks still have a chance to recover. Pusher, though, makes the play for the Coyotes, breaks it out for Zeeler. Over the blue line, looking for space, takes the shot. Brooks with the save. Gleason able to find the rebound. Schustrom over for Zeeler. Up to the point, it's Cam Beats. He's having trouble with Walls. Schustrom recovers, though. Gleason for Zeeler. Schustrom in front. And the Arizona Coyotes go up 4-2. Edgar Gleason with the 17th goal of his campaign. Brooks couldn't make the save. And that's it. The pass gets by Frederick McDonough. And it's all over. For the third straight time on the last day of the season. Look at this pass by Schustrom. Ruedel going for the hit. The no-look backdoor pass. McDonough gets tangled up. To see our 40-year-old captain get stuck in no man's land like that is heartbreaking. And I was going to start Brodin if I had the opportunity to. I'm going to try to win this game for us. I don't think I'll be able to do it, to be honest. I don't think we have enough time. But damn it, we're going to control this team and try to put up a fight. Absolutely devastating. We blocked the shot with Ruedel. And get it up for Geispers. We at least have the top line out. Castles for Pandolfo. Freddie for Pandolfo. Takes the shot, misses wide. It's Castles. Looking for the one-timer for Freddie. In front, Castles can't find it, and with 54.9 to go, I think it's all over but the crying. See what we can do here against their fourth line. Face-off won by Wild. Castonguay takes the shot, save. Henridius there for the rebound. Price is able to find it. As I'm not going to call our timeout. Not yet. We still have the last change advantage. They're keeping their fourth line out there. We have to try and take advantage of that. Tie up on the draw. Richardson. Castonguay pressing. Fairchild against Graham. Cam beats. Henridius can't block it. Big save by Brooks. The poke check back out into the center. Not sure what Brooks is doing there. He tries to clear the lane. And that'll do it. A devastating mistake on the part of Tom Brooks. As instead of just staying square, he tries to clear the lane and pokes it straight to Jordan Graham, who gets his 16th of the year, and that'll do it. Again, we force it to the last day of the season. And again, we fail. Castles finds it. Gets it for Geispers. Can't make the play. 20 seconds to go. Castle's shot is denied. Stick lift is there. Good poke check by Geispers. But it's all over but the crying. So the AIs can't make the play for me. Graham makes it though. Pandolfo. No snipe on Price. 2.8 remaining. We will put Frederick McDonough out there. And I was trying to get a fight with Freddie, but it is the Goon Squad series. Let's go out by dropping the goddamn gloves. Schumacher and Knuble. We may have gone down, but we didn't go down without a fight, and that's the key. As Schumacher is more than likely going to get the better of Knuble here. I mean, if I lose this fight, I'm going to be devastated. Just got to play it smart against the AI and not throw, because they'll take you down immediately. And there we go. Schumacher ends it with a flawless victory. He got a little bit of pull damage. That was about it. I'm so devastated by this. We're not done yet. We're not done yet if Sadikov drops the gloves against Del Monte. We're not done yet. Again, we may be going down, but we're going down by dropping our goddamn gloves. Let's go, Del Monte. I believe in you. There we go. Got the pull down. Fucking just hammer him. Sadikov doesn't stand a chance. Glove taps all around. We'll go for the high five with Freddie. He's having none of it. Unfortunately, despite all of our efforts, we're not done yet, man. Castles is out here. Castles is going. We're not done yet, but despite all of our efforts, 0.6 to go. Here we go. Marchment and Castles. Despite all of our efforts to rebuild and get back into true playoff contention after having to rebuild the core on the fly when we didn't expect to, Castles with the true flawless victory. Just so disappointing and devastating to have made it this close. We can't fight another time. This is it. We'll try to win the puck back to Freddie. No time for him to do anything. And that's it. It's over. Once again, on the last day of the season, we fall short. More heartbreak for the Goon Squad. More disappointment for me. And presumably all of you, unless you're a sadist who's rooting for me to fail. It's over. It came down to the last day of the season again. We would have beaten them on tiebreaker. I don't know what to say here. I don't even know if I want to, at this point in time, look at certain stats. I don't know what to do. Wow. Our last hope is in the form of the San Diego Gulls. Again, because of the morale system being on, there's nothing we can really do to help them. Their team just has to win it. I do want to take a look, though. We didn't really change up the... Actually, we flat out didn't change up the power play. Goals for per game. We were scoring goals this year. 6th in the league in terms of goals for per game. Tied for 5th. Goals against per game was mid-table towards the higher end of the league at a 2.33. So again, the defense and the goaltending wasn't perfect. Our power play was at a spectacular 23.2%. Spectacular for this team. Towards the top 10 in the league. Our penalty kill, though, somehow, despite our defense being as good as it is, an abysmal 76.2%. With how many power forwards and grinders we have, you wouldn't think our penalty kill would have been that bad. Our home record was pretty poor. Road record was solid. Unfortunately, a 5-5 stretch to end the year is not good enough, as we know the Gulls will be taking on Bakersfield in the first round. We would have been playing Vegas. Would it have gone poorly? Perhaps, but I still would have liked to have found out. Pandolfo had one hell of a season. One hell of a season. A career high in points. 67 points, 33 goals, 34 assists. Castles, 62 points. That might have also been a career high. Indeed it was, breaking the 60-point mark for the first time. And you had Ian Geisper's 59-point season, even better than last year. The top line delivered. Harold Wild had a really strong season, a career high in points with 57, 24 goals. Carl Tambellini, a career high in points with 51. And Spencer Walls, a career high in points with 37 at the NHL level. He had 37 points in an AHL season previously. Howard McChesney, 35 points. Shocker, a career high. It was only his sophomore season here, though, but he certainly improved. Logan Pratt with 33 points. He certainly declined. He's had some better seasons. He was a -4. Alos, 21 goals, 11 assists. Not a career high. He had 37 points previously, but a career high in goals, so not too bad. Alex Del Monte, only 30 points, pretty disappointing. Understandable, though, I guess, when you kind of spread the wealth. Schumacher in his rookie year had 26 points. Henridius with 25, again, not a career high. Then you had the defense. Fairchild was a +6. Linden was a +21. Freddie finishes as a -13. 9 points, a -13. I mean, you just see how rough the past 6 seasons have been on him, as opposed to the numbers towards the bottom of the chart here from when we were a dominant regular season team, but perennial playoff flops. It's heartbreaking that we were only able to win Frederick McDonough one cup, but what a goddamn travesty it would have been if he didn't win one, period. Tom Brooks had a very strong season, .926 save percentage, the .226 goals against. In terms of him being a starter, it was his second year of being a starter. He was pretty consistent, a little bit better last year, but still just not enough. Frazee was a very solid backup. And it makes you think, if we had a little bit more time, would we be able to pull it off? Again, I was a little bit worried about the defense. For the most part, they were okay. I don't know. I don't know what to blame the loss on. I don't. We had so many people set new career highs. The goaltending was okay. I don't really know what you can blame the loss on as you get a look at the AHL point totals. 460 point getters. As you get a look at the goaltending as well, Grigorenko will lead this team. We have witnessed the last game of Frederick McDonough's career. And unfortunately, man, I don't know what I meant by unfortunately. It's just an unfortunate situation. I should have said, and unfortunately at that, but We're not done. We still have a team that's in it, a team that might be able to pull this off. We will follow the San Diego Gulls' journey. And maybe, I mentioned maybe the story wasn't done for the Goon squad. It might not be. We have had no success in the postseason with the Goon squad. Can that change here in our final year? First period of game 1 here against Bakersfield, we're down 1-0. Second period, it's a 2-1 game. Baumgartner gets the goal back. We will just sim. We've had such terrible luck with the calendar sim. I figured we'd do the in-depth. Third period, and it's a 3-1 loss. Blundin with the goal. Certainly not ideal. I think we're going to alternate here. So let's sim game 2. Can we bounce back and get a win? Yes, we can. We'll stick with the calendar sim for game 3. It's a loss, and that sets up game 4. That sets up game 4. And I'm going to do something. I can't put Brodin in. Not this way, at least. We'll go in depth. We'll follow along. This team has had such a miserable time trying to get out of the first round, which is just a general statement for both teams. The series is on the line. First period of game 4, we get the opening goal. It's Plant. Second period is scoreless. Third period, we have to sim this in real time because the season and the series could end right here. We have a power play opportunity that we cannot do anything with. McTaggart gets the insurance goal. Bakersfield on a power play. They cannot capitalize. 5 minutes to go, and the San Diego Gulls, barring a miracle, have forced Game 5, a 2-0 shutout for Grigorenko. We're not done. We're not done. It comes down to Game 5. Can we make it out of the second round again? I don't think we've been out of the second round with this team throughout the entirety of this series. What can we do? What can we do here? Game 5, first period, and it's Orpik with the opening goal. Second period, unfortunately, Bakersfield battles back. Huberdeau and Para. We're down 2-1, heading into the third, and York makes it 3. 13 minutes to go. Another power play here for Bakersfield. They're not able to capitalize on it. We need a quick goal here. We really do. 3:21 to go, and we're going to intervene. And we're going to see if we can save this team. Bakersfield, some strong ratings there. I'm not a big fan of their jerseys, I'll tell you that much. I prefer... Oh, god damn it. Come on, game. Really? It's completely my fault. I don't know why I'm blaming the game. Let's go to our home jerseys. Actually, yeah, we'll stick with the road jerseys. Whatever, it's fine. I don't know. Something about their blue on their jersey. It's a little bit off-putting. You know what? 20-minute periods. Why not? Give myself every chance to try and come back and win this thing and to keep the season alive. It typically goes quite poorly. But we'll see if there is a miracle to be had. Otherwise, that is it. 3:23 to go. Can we keep this season, this season alive? We're down by 2. Nichols looking for a passing option. Finds Plant. Turns on the wheels, and we have a power play coming. Plant for Clymer. Over for Boss, and a big save from the Bakersfield goaltender. But it's a holding call on Steckel. The power play is out. Boss, Clymer, and Orpik. Let's see here if Clymer can get the face-off win. Indeed he can. You got the stupid pushed away from yourself bullshit, though. Bonks for Sloan. Now Boss and Sloan can't hold it. Damn it. Of course, that was a mess from the start. Plant, Sanderson, and McTaggart are out. Had they programmed it so you could actually pick up a puck on the face-off, it might have been pretty nice. McTaggart for Plant, and he misses the chance of a lifetime. And with that, I think that kind of sums up the situation we're looking at here. But here's Sanderson. Sanderson stepping in, takes the shot, and it's stopped by Boyd. Wow. What a miss. That's all I can say. What a miss. as we'll look to take the draw here. We don't have the settings set up for the AHL side of things. Orpik can't make contact. Blunden will dump it. York looking to make the play here. We're able to poke it away. Bonks with the hit. Clean as well. And here's Boss. Ended up being relegated to the AHL side of things. Sloan can't pick up the puck. Boss looking for space. Just looking for space in general here. We have to send it back down and around. Orpik can't recover. Boss has it though. To the point. It's Bonks. One-timer for Sloan's broken up. Boss recovers. Takes the shot. Rebound chance for Orpik. And we now have under 2 minutes to go. Still down by 2. Still on the power play. Can we make this happen? Oh my god. Can we make this happen? Let's do this. Sanderson to take the draw. We get the win. No, we cannot. My winger walks away from it. Looking to make contact. McTaggart battles for it. And then Nemish just fucking back skates for some reason. Have I mentioned before that I hate the AI in this game? For that reason alone. That was illogical for the AI to do what he did. We get it up to Plant. It's McTaggart, the snipe. Glove save by Boyd. 33 seconds to go. 1:39 on the clock. Plant, Sanderson, and McTaggart still out. Gonna look for the tie up here. And we get it. The 1-T for McTaggart. He misses. Sanderson trying to poke it in. Sanderson looking for space. Up to the defender, Nemish. Of course, I didn't want to go for the 1-T because they've been incapable of doing such. Andreoff battling for it. Sanderson gets turned around. Belanger misses wide. Andreoff picks it up in stride. It's Plant. Drops back for Sanderson. Gets poked. The second chance is denied. Boyd is making some unreal saves. So we're able to poke it off a Hunter. We are even strength with 1 minute to go. And barring an unbelievable comeback, this series will unfortunately end on a whimper, with one team yet again missing out on the playoffs and another team falling short in the postseason. It's Sanderson for McTaggart. Takes the shot. Big save by Boyd. Ruedel battling as my own guy knocks it away from himself. Again, have I mentioned that I fucking hate the gameplay? As just walking around, someone bats it away from himself. Unbelievable. Nemish able to recover. Sanderson with speed. Tries to drop back for McTaggart. He misses it. 20 seconds to go. Andreoff for Nemish. And it's stopped by Boyd. We'll call the timeout. We will delay the inevitable with 17 seconds to go. But as a Bruins fan, I know that a lot can happen in 17 seconds, so maybe I'm a little bit more hopeful than I should be. So we get the highlight for Ronnie Boyd. Certainly understandable. 17 seconds. And then it ends. Clymer on the draw. Wins it. Quick pass for Orpik. Tries to throw it on. He misses. Clymer for Boss. Battling. Kicks it down the boards. Orpik doesn't want to go for it. Lieb. Here's Para. Gillies, it gets poked. Boss will send it in. And that's it. Yet again, the San Diego Gulls fall short. We don't need to watch the celebration. I was going to put Marcus Brodin in, but let's be honest, it doesn't matter. Heartbreak to end this series, as it's another last-minute failure. Last game of the season failure for the Goon squad. And then yet again, in the playoffs, no matter how they do in the regular season, the San Diego Gulls might be one of the most frustrating fucking teams I've ever dealt with. No matter what we've done with that team, they just can't find playoff success. It's unreal. Like, probably more difficult than Montreal. They just could not find success. And I wish I could end this series on a happier note, aside from just, of course, being able to say that I've really enjoyed this series, of course. I'm glad you guys, for those of you that are watching this, for those of you that stuck with this series, I do appreciate it. But there you go. There it is. The confirmation. that it's over. You're not allowed to sim forward another day. That's it. The end. Finito. It's all over but the crying. As the Florida Panthers win the final Stanley Cup in the series, beating Arizona in 7 games. The Calgary Flames lost to Vegas in 5, and then Vegas lost to not Calgary, lost to the Canucks. Vancouver in 6. The Florida Panthers win the Stanley Cup. And I've talked about this. I mean, again, I'll talk about this in a future episode too, but you look back at the names in the series, whether it be the Zanettis, the Graves, the Foots, Ronson, McDonough, Sebastian Kress, Clinton Likens, just so many legends, Marcus Brodin, so many goddamn Hall of Fame caliber players. The choice, as I mentioned at the top of this episode, is up to you as far as who gets nominated. So think back throughout the course of this entire series. Think back, leave a comment down below, nominate every player you want. I'm literally going to check every comment, and if a player is mentioned, we'll put them up for voting. The next episode of this series will be us taking a look at, or will be us presenting that poll and leaving you guys the options, and then we will have our series finale where we will announce the Hall of Fame inductees. We'll take one final look back at this series. Until then, guys, I am so sorry it couldn't go better, but I've really enjoyed this run. As I've mentioned, Draft to Glory as a series will continue to be a staple of my channel. There's so many different combinations, whether it is combining it with Nations United, whether it is, and I know a buddy of mine, Sim for the Win, his channel is actually linked on my main page. I encourage you to check him out. He did a glass cannon series using snipers. So many different combinations of Draft to Glory that we can do when it involves picking just certain players. Think of the player types that we didn't really see featured, that we didn't have access to, whether that be snipers, playmakers, two-ways, offensive D-men. There are certainly options. And this certainly won't be the end of Draft to Glory on my channel. However, it is the end. Our final season has been completed with the Goon squad. We have our one Stanley Cup to look back on. I suppose it's better than nothing. Despite some of the legends of the series being on those particular teams, the teams that just kept falling short and forced my hand into a rebuild, I can only blame them for falling short and robbing us of more success. I really can't view it any other way. But guys, again, guys and gals, I thank you for your support. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Hall of Fame voting pans out. So until next time, again, leave your comments down below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you have not already. Also, make sure to go vote in the Nations United or Nations Series voting. It's very close at the time of recording this. And obviously, I got to start getting prepped to have that series start basically ASAP. So go vote. Make a difference. Make the decision easy for me. I don't want it to be separated by 3 votes, but it's kind of how it's shaping up to be. Twitter and Twitch, the links are in the description. And with that said, I want to say until next time, because technically it's true, but in a way it doesn't feel right. Until next time, have a good one. I'll catch you later.